Hello, this is Michael Jim with MJ Reviews, and today I'll be doing a review on this 2-in-1 Jackstand. It's called a Unijack. It's a bottle jack that's also a jackstand, which is kind of cool and could be very useful. It's sold by Northern Tools, and the company is called Powerbelt. Not sure how that works exactly. It is sold out right now, but it costs $53. I bought it about 7 months ago, and so far I am very impressed. One thing that I like a lot about this jack and jack stand is that it has a very reliable firm plate on the bottom, so a car will not roll out from under it. Number two is that it's very compact. It's small. You can fit it easily into your car. I don't like those huge jacks. They drive me crazy. They will ruin your shocks. This is not nearly as heavy and also provides you a jack and a jack stand. The only thing I do not like about this tool that really bugs me is that they can't make a lower version. They can make another one which is lower, which is the reason why I had to get this Strongway 2-in-1 jack that is clearance of about 5.5 inches, 6 inches for my Honda Civic. Otherwise, this would suffice. As you can see, it's much shorter, so that's why I have it. I know that it's meant for smaller trucks and for CRVs, but why can't they make a car version? I don't know. It's a great tool to have. People shouldn't be working under jacks. People should only be working under jack stands. That's what's the safe thing to do. So I want to know why they don't make a jack stand Unijack for a smaller car. And it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to go as high, and that's okay. But it is what it is. I bought this because I still think it's a great tool to have, and I help a lot of people on the streets. So let's see. It has just a jack functionality if you want. If you literally just want to use it as a jack, you can do that. It goes up really high, and it has multiple holes. The other versions don't necessarily have as many holes, but this one does, and you can just lock it into place. Once you get the pin in over there, it becomes a jack. It's really just a jack right now. Now let's look at the, it's just the jack stand right now, which is perfect. If you ever need a jack stand, that's what it is. Now let's look at the jack aspect of it. Now, as you can see, this jack stand is actually a very tall jack stand. And when I jack it up, you'll see how much taller it gets. It's crazy. It gets way, way tall. So as you can see here, there is a groove in this piece. We're going to take that groove and we're going to stick it right in there. We're going to tighten it to the right. Make sure it's tightened all the way, no resistance. Now I put it into that little hole over there, and you can start jacking now, and it will start going up. And what's incredible is it's already very tall, and it's going to get even higher. This goes very, very high. Okay, and I'm going to show this to you without using the special functionality first. Now that you see it's regular jack, now this is what happens when you turn it into its special functionality of 2-in-1. Now the 2-in-1 function right here, what happens is you have this little piece in the back. When it's up, it's basically doing nothing. That bar is up there. It's not doing anything. But when you put it down, it will lock into these grooves. And as you're jacking it up, let me show you. You're gonna see it's gonna fall right into that groove. And as the next one comes down, as it goes up, actually, it will fall into the next groove. There you go. So what happens is, if God forbid this were to fall while you're jacking it up, it will get locked by this bar in one of the grooves, and it would not fall. Right now, it's completely locked, but at this point, you would say, hey, well, it's not completely locked. If it falls, then it would fall a few inches, and that's true, but then it will lock back into the groove. So let's show you what happens if it were to fall now. If the jack were to fall, I'm unloosening it. Let's push down, and let's see what happens. It would just lock right in there. So yeah, the car fell maybe an inch or so, but it would be locked. Now, in order to unlock it, you need to just jack it back up, just like you would get a jack out. Okay, let's keep on jacking, and I'll show you how many times it actually locks back into place. It has like, I believe 5 or 6 lock points. Okay, that's actually the 6th one, and now we're in the 7th one. And okay, that's it. We're done. Okay, So basically, it's not locked right this second, I believe. Um, it has one. If it falls, it would fall into the next one. But what happens is you can just unlock this, and now you want to turn it into a jack. Your car's on top of this. Just push down. Okay, your car probably will push it down for you because your car's heavy. And then it's locked. It's a jack right now, and look how tall it is. It's crazy. I'm gonna try to measure it for you, how tall it is at the highest point of it being jacked up and locked. Since I'm recording, I can't exactly show you, but it's about 17 and a half inches when it's completely up on the jack. Now, if you could jack it up more, which you can, if I tighten it up, I can jack it up. I get a few more inches out of it, but it won't be on the jackstand at that point. So even though it does go a little bit higher, it's not going to be on the jackstand. So just keep that in mind. Let's just see. I'm going to measure it right after this. And now, as advertised, it's 18 and a half inches. But that's only when it's jacked up. Right now, if it were to fall, like I showed you before, it's going to fall a little bit lower and then it'll get locked. So this is the lock position. Now what happens when you want to take your car out of the, let's say you're finished your work and it's locked like this, no problem, you just lock it back up. You twist this thing and then you go up a little bit until you can lock this upwards, right? Because you can't lock it upwards right away because it's stuck. And then once it's locked upwards, you can either just sit in your car after you do this, or you can push down with your hand. If your car is on top of this, you'll probably just have to sit in your car. There we go. And we're back down. And I think you're supposed to meant to keep it at like 1 or 2 turns. So I'm just gonna keep it there. I'm gonna take the pin out, and that's it. That's the jack stand. I like this piece a lot. Definitely recommend it. It's small and it works really well. It's sturdy, and I haven't had any issues with it. I wish it was shorter, though. That's the only thing I could say. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped you in some way. Show you how to unlock it or lock it. When you want to get your car out, you gotta pump it up a little more. When you want it to be a jack stand, you need to. Well, if you want to just use this piece, you could. But if you're jacking up your car, and you want it to lock it, you got to make sure it's in the downward position, and you got to make sure it's all the way down, so that way your car is trapped. The pin is trapped under there, this little pin right here, that one. Okay, I hope this helped you. Thanks for watching.